Man, the amount of I don't give a shit was strong in this episode. If you haven't noticed yet, I don't like this episode. Not because of how much Felicity it hits you in the face with, but how badly the plot just goes out on all occasions. Because it's trying to do 10 goddamn things at once. Now, as you can see, yes, I am still doing Arrow reviews, because a lot of you guys did want me to review the rest of the season of Arrow. And after Haunted, which is actually a pretty good episode in my opinion, they give me this. It's like, hey Zilla, you like that episode with Constantine and all the magical shit and bonding between Sarah and Laurel, and also calling hypocrisy finally on Oliver Queen? Well, guess what? We're gonna take that all away from you, remind you why you hate this show. So yes, the whole episode is Rescue Ray, while Felicity is being a bitch and Oliver's once again being a hypocrite. Let me explain, because I want to get this out of the way first. Throughout the entire episode, you see Felicity just go non-stop trying to rescue Ray, after she gets the message that he's being held against his will by Damien Dark, and yeah, we have Oliver who's trying to be nice and say, hey, back up, we'll ease out through all this, and, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, you are a fucking hypocrite. We just got over this part of the previous episode, and you're doing the exact fucking thing over again. Because how many times? No, really, explain to me, how many times has Oliver worked himself to death over trying to save a loved one, or trying to get one guy? The answer to your question is a lot of goddamn episodes. Okay. Now, like I said, this thing deals with a lot of multiple plots, and mainly, it is the SS Felicity, which most of you guys know I hate that. And also, when Oliver and Felicity are fighting, I was playing the Ode to Joy in my head. I was that ecstatic, really. I was just more or less ecstatic to see them kind of argue. But I didn't get this part, and yeah, this didn't make much sense to me, because Felicity says, this isn't on you, it's on me, because I had to be this girl when I got to be this girl who got to be distracted for 6 months rather than try to find Ray, and I lost myself in you. And I'm like, it still sounds like you're blaming him. And it is. It pretty much is. Also, another plot line that doesn't get, picked much up on is the one that I feel like should have been the most important. Bringing Sarah back and seeing the effects of it. And let me talk about one scene, because I think I've talked about this with Diggle as well, but it plays different with Sarah, and I'll explain why. With Sarah, we have her back just out of the pit, even though, Constantine said that there would be some, if I remember right, Constantine did say that there would be some, drawbacks. There should be some minor drawbacks. But then, they're just like, hey, we're gonna put you back on the field without, making sure that because you've been dead longer and the effects may be still holding on you of the Lazarus pit, we're just gonna, throw you out in the field and see what happens. Even though we know Thea's kind of unstable as well, so now we have 2 wild cards on the field. How wonderful. No, really, did anyone think this through? I mean, I'm glad Sarah's back, don't get me wrong. But, yeah. Yeah. Did anyone just stop for a second and go, hey guys, we've already got one girl who's already on the brink of madness and needs to kill people at least once a month. How about we wait and see what happens with Sarah before we put her back on the field? And nope, she nearly beats a guy to death. And then later on, she's gunning down, members of Dark's organization. She's gunning down Hive members. And then, no one bats an eye at her shooting, these people dead. And then we have her, and then everyone freaks out when she breaks a guy's neck, and she's all sorrowful. Sorrowful. Fuck it, I can't say that word. Yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed, I swear a lot more when I'm angry. And trust me, this episode made me very angry. But yeah. Now, let me say this. There are actually 2 shining lights. Actually, more is like a dim light. But one shining light is, it's nice to have Ray back, because I like Brendan Routh as the Atom. when he's not let me rephrase that. When he's not being a love interest to Felicity, which I'm betting is going to happen until Legends of Tomorrow happens, which, by the way, these past few episodes in both Arrow and Flash have been just one giant pilot or prelude to Legends of Tomorrow. I know that's the new big show, but it's just been like, the past few episodes have just been like, hey guys, Legends of Tomorrow is happening, go check it out, that's why we're shoehorning all these characters in here. But yeah, yes, I do like, I'm really glad that, Ray Palmer's back. I'm glad Ray's back. One, because I'm really glad that he, Brandon Routh gets to play the Atom more, and hopefully, and it looks like he may not be a love interest again for Felicity. Fingers crossed, so we don't have to deal with that BS again. And he can. That's what I like. When he's not being a love interest, he's a lot better character. It's kind of like it's kind of weird because Iris is the same way too, when she's not being the love interest. She's actually a better written character. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm glad. So yeah, maybe with Legends of Tomorrow he can actually do stuff without being bogged down by a relationship. The other one, and this is more like I'm curious to see where it goes more than I like it, is that it looks like there's going to be a relationship forming between Detective Lance and Felicity's mother. I don't hate Felicity's mother as much as some people. I understand she's not a great character. I will openly acknowledge that. But I'm kind of like, I'm just curious to see where that's going to go, because they're two vastly different personalities. Well, she's airheaded and very full of, has a lot of life to her. She also looks like an older Emma Stone. I can't be the only one who notices this. She looks like an older, Emma Stone is 20 years in the future. I'm serious. She looks like a MILF version of Emma Stone. I cannot be the only one who notices this. Anyway. At least, yeah, the actor... Anyway. Anyway. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm really curious because they're both, like I said, so vastly different personalities. She's, airheaded and very bubbly. And then you have Lance, who's very stoic and is dealing with a lot of demons and whatnot. So I'm really curious to see, not so much that I'm rooting for that relationship. It's more like I just want to see them interact. I just want it, I'm just out of curiosity, like Jane Goodall is with the chimpanzees. I just want to sit back and see how that plays out. I just want to see those two personalities kind of just be like the odd couple, more or less. That's what I'm saying. It's not so much that I like it. It's more like, let's see what happens. It's like throwing around two characters. It's like the epitome of crack shipping. Oh my god! It's the epitome. It's two characters that have never had any screen time together, and now they're suddenly in a relationship. It's like a crack ship fanfic. Oh my god! I just realized that. Anyway. So, what else did I want to say about this episode? Not much else, really. There's really nothing else I could say other than I didn't care much for this episode. If you did, totally fine, no ill will against you, more power to you. I just didn't care. I did not care at all. But something tells me, I've got my spidey senses telling me that the SS Felicity has just taken a torpedo hit, and the SS, what do you call it? Laurelville? Whatever, it's all, whatever, Oliver and Laurel just took, the Laurel Oliver ship just fired at the SS Felicity, and now they're taking fire. That's how I view it. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this episode? Do y'all like it? Do you guys hate it? Yeah, and I know a lot of people in the Felicity forums. I've seen it a few times in the Felicity forums of people who are very, oh no, Felicity just took a bad hit, and I was like, I'm playing my small violin for you people. Anyway, but again, if you like Felicity, it's totally fine. I just don't care for it. And this episode reminds me everything I hated about Season 3. But anyway, so you guys tell me, what did you all think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know. And I'm sorry this was more of a rant than anything else, but there was nothing here I liked about this episode. And we just got off the heels of a really good one. Is that it? I just get a really good episode, and then I get a really either mediocre or bad episode? Is that how it's going to play out, Season 4 Arrow? Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this review. I should say rant, but anyway, I'm out.